The system uses the wrong diagnosis in order to understand autism. What does that mean? So, at least the way I experience my autism is through internalization problems. So I can get depression, I can get anxiety, I can get different types of feelings that are internal, but then when they manifest acts as external, then people notice that there's a problem with me. So, an internalizing disorders are those characterized by anxiety, depressions, and what are called somatic systems. And externalizing disorders are characterized by impulsive, disruptive conduct, substance use, and other addictive symptoms. So, a lot of the times, people don't notice that there's something wrong with us until our external disorders come out. Our impulsivity, our disruption, our self harm, our addictions, our substance use, our repetitive behaviors. Um, and then all of the people out there that are trying to help us, all they're trying to do is get rid of those symptoms and not actually looking at what the problem is. And if you just look at the symptoms, you can get rid of 100 symptoms, but those 100 symptoms could be caused by one problem. And if you don't deal with that one core problem, you're not going to deal with the actual problem. You're just dealing with the effects, the actions that are caused by that one problem or many other problems. So, internalizing disorders, anxiety, depression, somatic symptoms, which are the symptoms that are caused by our imbalance in our body and how we can understand what's going on with our body. What is our body trying to tell us? Well, we can be experiencing pain. We might be experiencing extreme sensitivity to touch or to hearing or to seeing, to absorbing information from the outside that may trigger us into doing an external action that's thought of rest of society as something disturbing, something not supposed to be done, something taboo, something ill advised, something self destructive, something that is destructive to others, upsetting to others. So, a lot of the problems with even dealing with autism is that there a lot of the times the those in charge are not knowing how to even tackle the problem because a lot of times they look at uh, it's autism spectrum disorder. So, or it's looked at as a disease, a psychiatric problem, and in which we can't adjust to the world that the other 98% of those who don't have autism they're able to deal with it in their own way. They have their own challenges, they have their own strengths. We have different challenges and we have different strengths. They don't realize that their solutions are solutions coming up from the neurotypical world and not the autistic neurodiverse world. And so a lot of the problems and a lot of the solutions are not going to work. A lot of the problems are going to be misdiagnosed. A lot of the problems are going to be mishandled. And we're trying to communicate as best as we can. And when people are being obnoxious to us, and they expect, and then they try and gaslight us because they don't want to take responsibility for their own crap and they want to put it on us because we're different and everybody else has the same crap and they just run away from it. So um, pretty much I'll get more into this, but just realize that a lot of the times when you're getting diagnosed, especially if you've been undiagnosed for the most of your life, once you find out what's going on, you have to realize that the rest of the world is just looking at how you don't fit in and how they want you to fit in and be just like everybody else. Well, you're not just like anybody else. You're special, and not special in a bad way, special in a good way. And you just have to figure out how to deal with the external disturbances that come out as triggers because of your dealing with your senses being overwhelmed, your sense of taste, your sense of pain, your differences in pain, because sometimes people with autism can deal with a lot of pain, but not necessarily deal with a lot of sensitive touch, which to the rest of the world does not make any sense. Somebody wants to pat you on the back, they want to hug you, and that's like the worst. That can be like the worst thing. It's the most irritating thing. Um, and they don't understand. So they want you to be like them. They're not being empathetic to your needs. And they don't even realize that they're not being empathetic to your needs because they normally live in a neurotypical world where 98% of the people respond in the same way. Well, we are the 2% that don't respond in the same way. So I'll dive into this more in the future. Have a happy Sunday and get out there, enjoy your life, uh, figure out who you can trust and who doesn't understand. And if people are not willing to understand, you may have to let them go and put them at arm's length. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal against you. It's nothing personal against them. But if they're disturbing you and they don't understand and they're not trying to empathize with you, you may have to take a time out from them. So, with that, have a great day.